Welcome back to Something for That Ass
podcast. I'm Brooklyn.
And I'm Lenna.
And we are on episode 40, you guys. This is very exciting for us. And It's the 10th. Today is February 10th. 10 is our lucky number. So it's going to be a good episode because it's also the recap. I can't speak right now. It's also the recap and roast. And that's always our favorite episode to do.
Exactly. And our best 10 is coming up round 4 now.
And
so another 10.
We have new lights because I've been having a mental breakdown every time I see a reel of myself. I'm like, oh, that's what I look like. But, hopefully we like this.
Yes.
Because,
it does help with our pictures. Like I will say,
good lighting is everything.
Good lighting could really help you take a good picture. You could look super fly, super cute, and then with the wrong lighting, you could look like a zombie.
Yeah.
And then with the right light, you look like a baby doll.
Yes. Because you're not photogenic. You're just in bad lighting. That's just the truth.
Mm-hmm.
That's
true.
If it's a bad photo, it's because it's bad lighting.
And if you need to loosen up, I recommend putting on the jams because it could be awkward taking pictures.
Yeah.
Get some jams.
The awkwardness could really show in a photo.
Yeah, just be stiff like.
Mm-hmm. Somebody commented on one of my photos like, this girl only has 2 poses. And I was like, you know what? And you're right. You're right. It's hard. Poses are hard.
Yeah.
Poses are really hard. All right. Start us off. Episode 1 of this segment.
I don't really know what to say, honestly.
Oh, okay.
She loves to start me off.
Well, usually start us off because you're a little bit more prepared, so then I'd be like piggybacking.
But I don't go in order of what episodes there are. So this one, I was just saying how this is like the one I remember the least about is when we wear the pink.
Mm.
We were talking about, what did you say?
It was about how to ask a woman out on a date.
Well, how to ask a woman out on a date. Yeah, I don't know if that one I left anything out, to be honest.
Well, I have a few things to say about that.
I would say, though, like, regarding relationships and stuff like that, is a lot of people will mistake that they could make a mistake early on with no water under the bridge, but there was no bridge. And you created a tsunami under a toothpick, of course it's going to break. So if you fuck up in the early dating phases with no water under the bridge, very low success rate.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with someone with high standards. So,
it's easy to cut them off.
It's a bit easier to cut somebody off when it's that fast. So, I think that's the only thing I really had to say regarding...
I love that, though. I love cutting people off fast. Oh, you did something I didn't like. Oh, you breathed wrong. Gone. Bye. Goodbye. I'll never see you again. You'll never hear from me again. Like, oh, you don't know how to spell that? Bye. Never gonna get a text back. I love it. I actually think cutting off people the first time they do something weird, annoying, or ickish is like the best thing ever. Like, wow.
Yeah, the only time it kind of sucks is when you find them, which is more of a rare case, when you find them super attractive. It's like, damn, you really had to fuck it up. You fine-ass motherfucker. No, I can't. Now you can't be up in my face and I can't be up in yours because you just pissed me off. And that's something I recognize a lot too.
Yeah, it definitely, as a woman, it's really important to learn to control your emotions, because once you learn how to control your emotions as a woman, you are unstoppable, because men expect you to be very irrational and just go based off of your feelings all the time. But if you can learn to collect yourself and move logically, you are unfuckable with. Like, no man could fuck with you if you can control that.
Either you control your emotions or your emotions control you. And wouldn't you rather it be in your hands?
Or just
I think so.
Or just learn how to fake it till you make it. Like, even if you're feeling a way on the inside, learn how to just act unbothered.
I feel like I've been getting really good at that lately because I've been going through a sequence of tests And I feel like I've been getting good at that because I'm a person that is typically pretty see-through with my emotions. I won't always express them, but you could feel my energy radiating off my body when I feel away. So I've been getting better at masking it because at the end of the day, no one can help me but myself. So I got it sorted out before I either talk about it or handle it. It's better to sort it out yourself first because I'll be like regretting if I say something, or I will be regretting if I handle things a certain way because it's just in the moment. But if I take a step back, I would have said things differently and I would have handled things differently. So that inspires me, is my own mistakes. It's just a learning process. So
yeah, going back to you saying like, oh, I hate when they're fine. So I actually I didn't know where I was going to insert this, but I feel like it's a good time. So I always say this, but I was on TikTok because I love TikTok. And I was on TikTok and I came across this girl that made a series about lustful men, right? And you could tell, very smart, articulates herself very well, and made amazing points. And the whole time I was thinking, though, while she was like doing this series of, how dangerous it is to be with a lustful person, but kept going back to like the lustful person as a man, which I think is natural. I think naturally when we think of the word lustful, we think of men. But also, I think there are so many women that are lustful. And what I mean by that is you would have to be a lustful person to be willing to be the other woman. You have to be a lustful person to be willing to put up with low quality treatment from a man, to keep going back to something that you know is not good for you. And you have to be lustful to, what was my third point? I had a third point. You have to be lustful to, I was going to say, like women that are predatory towards younger, like, because that happens a lot too. It's not talked about enough, but it does happen. It happens all the time. Like you hear a lot of guys, they'll say, oh, I lost my virginity at this age, and it's a really young age, and they'll be with an older woman. You have to be really lustful. And lust is a sickness. Like it is a deadly sin for a reason. It correlates with greed. And, when sex consumes your mind, you are not in the right state of mind. That's why, I think a lot of people, they have a hard time conceptualizing. Is that the right word? That's the one thing about me, I'm always asking my podcast producer if it's the right word, because I just be throwing it out. I don't know what I'm saying. But I think people have a hard time conceptualizing the idea of not having sex for years because they constantly think about sex. They're like, there's just no way you could do that because I'm constantly thinking about when I'm going to get my next fix. And it comes with a lot of projection and just, the lack of discipline, the lust, all that ties into not being able to conceptualize someone abstaining from sex or being celibate. So yeah, I think lust is like, love is a powerful drug, but it's a good drug, if you know how to like control yourself. But lust, I think, is just very dangerous. That's why I say keep me away from lustful men. I don't want to be with a lustful man. And I know it is contradicting. That's why I go back and forth like, I need to work on how I carry myself, work on how I dress, because it's like, I can't be over here saying like, I'm so tired of being lusted after and I'm in a little outfit, because obviously I'm giving someone like something to lust over. But I feel like myself, I have good control over that, as in I've been around men that I am like crazy attracted to. I'm like, oh yes, this is just everything I'd want physically, but I think logically, because I just know like going based off my emotions is just never puts me in the best situation. When I take a step back and I think logically about things, it saves me like so much time, so much heartache, so much mistakes. And not that you can't make mistakes and stuff, but I rather just save myself that and then just, you know, like just a few days ago, I thought I had a crush on someone. I'm like, I have a crush. I'm telling them at Valentine's Day dinner. And then I'm like, you know what? 3 days went by. I'm good. Because I'm like, keep reminding myself, what does this, am I just bored? Am I just liking this attention? Is this person just around? Yes, yes, yes. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's not a real crush. That's just loneliness. And I'm not actually alone. I'm always with her. I have, you know, family, I have friends. So it's not true loneliness. It's just like this like lie. It's like, you know, when you it's like the devil and angel on your shoulder. The devil be like telling you, be in your ear, and you gotta shh, shh. I shut that shit down. Shh. I do not have a crush on this man. I'm bored. I'm lonely. He's giving me attention. Compliment like that. So those are two different things.
Yeah, that's very true. Love is the highest vibration, and lust is on one of the bottom tier of vibration for energy. And we were speaking in the car about this the other day, how she wanted to bring this up, and she was like, oh, I think it's separate than daddy issues and low self-esteem, but do you think they go hand in hand?
I think they can go hand in hand for sure, like daddy issues and lust, but I also think that at some point, you know, like I think a lot of people, they obviously your childhood is a background story of why you make certain decisions, but also when you're an adult, you have to make adult decisions. So when you're making adult decisions, you can't just like, oh, it's daddy issue. Okay, no, that's you being lustful.
Yeah,
that's you just always giving in to like what, like instant gratification or what you want at the time. Like I want to, you know, I have a whole routine I do in the morning. Do I want to do that in the morning? No, I don't, but I need to do those things. If I just had it my way, like I would roll out of bed and like, you know, eat like shit, do whatever, but that doesn't long term, that makes me feel like shit. Even not even long term, just like at the end of the day, I'm like, damn, I really did that. I really like woke up and didn't drink 32 ounces of water. Now I'm dehydrated.
Now I'm SpongeBob.
Now I'm SpongeBob, you know.
What?
It's like, yeah.
No,
so
yeah.
That's why I think like lust and daddy issues are kind of different, because I don't know, like, and I'm gonna say this too, and this might be like a really fucked up take. What is it? But I kind of feel like, oh man, I kind of feel like the women that have really good dads and still make poor men choices, you guys suck. Sorry, but like, what the fuck? Leave that to the girls that literally have had no good role model, you know? Leave that to the women that truly have real daddy issues. Like, you guys have great fathers and you still choose horrible men. Why? You're not like... Yeah. I just don't get that.
Like, is there something else that went wrong in your life?
Maybe mommy issues. So that is me to say. Sorry. Yeah. But it is annoying when you guys have good dads. It's like you had a good example. You know how a woman should be treated. And look at you over here, studying for dust walls.
And these things could be good explanations for why you are the way you are, but don't ever cross that line and make it a crutch. Like, I'm just going to be this way because of what happened to me. No, the power is in your hands at the end of the day. No matter what happened to you, you can have whatever life you desire. You could completely change who you are. If you don't like certain characteristics about yourself, you could change it, and that's the beauty. Like, that's why I love tomorrows, because you get a clean slate every day. And anyone that want to hold your past ways over your head, that's their problem, not yours. They're a little too obsessed. Like, you just gotta make it a goal to be a better version of yourself every single day. So if you don't like how you're dealing with men, maybe it is worth looking into why you're doing that stupid shit, and then take action on how to move better. Because you sometimes you just gotta look into it and study a little bit and practice what you've studied. Because even on the podcast, sometimes I give advice, but I'm not there yet. But I'm practicing what I preach. You know what I mean? So I'm taking action to become the woman that I'm preaching about. So There's no shame in that. That I can have humility. That's a good thing. I'm not like super egotistical. I'm not a super egotistical person, but
Yeah. I
thank you.
The other thing I wanted to say about Lust too, that I think was like one of my other main points. I think the difference too with like daddy issues and lustful. So when I think of a lustful woman, I think of a woman that's willing to sacrifice a friendship over a man. I think of a woman that's willing to break up a happy home. Like, you know, this man already has someone and you're still deciding to deal with him. I think lustful women, they, like I said before, they also just going to put up with mediocrity just to get a sexual this sexual desire fulfilled, right? And those all those things lower your self-esteem, because I'm gonna tell you this, having girlfriends, nothing I feel like in this world, like, well, at least for me, I don't know if I just have really good friends, but nothing, maybe you guys don't, but I think get you some, like, honestly, if you have really good friends, and everyone should have good friends around them, that will build you up like no man ever could. Like, girlhood is so frail. And that's another point I wanted to make, was that, so when I was like talking about on this episode of, not my flashlight being on, my flashlight's always on. When I was on this episode talking about, you know, men should plan dates and like do all this and that, I was getting so much backlash, of course, because men just feel like, how dare a woman ask for anything besides some dick and bubblegum? And what men fail to realize is that women have friendships with other women that have them raising their standards. Like, women have raised the bar so much. Like, women friendships have raised the bar so much for what we expect in relationships, because we go out on dates, we do fun adventures, we go on trips, we surprise each other, we get each other flowers. So it's like, why would I accept less from a man when I have women in my circle that would do this for me and they're not getting anything sexual out of me? So a man that wants something sexual out of me can't even fathom planning a date from start to finish. And like, yeah, women are raising the bar for other women. Straight the fuck up.
That's so true.
Like,
my old really close friend, I was at probably one of my most unhealthy mental states, but I was like 19 and we're hanging out all the time, and she was trying to get away from her ex and I had just left mine. That was the age I left mine at, and hers was also really bad news. And something I thought was really sweet, she was like, I don't want a man unless he loves me as much as Lenna loves me. And it was in her notes or something. And she told him that as well. And I was like, that's so sweet. And you could just see the trickle effect of doing better. It inspires your peers and even your family. I have some people in my family that I feel watch me go from down here to climbing up, and they're like, damn, you changed and you're doing better. That makes me want to do better. Oh, it's possible now. Because sometimes you just don't even really know that certain things are possible until it's brought to your attention, and it's usually by another woman. And I saw a reel earlier today of two women talking, sitting next to each other, and it was like, every time I was picked up, who was it by? A woman. Every time I was brought down in life, who was it by? A man. That's usually how the scenario goes. So treat your girlfriends good, because at the end of the day, they're going to be the ones to uplift you if you got some good people in your corner. If you don't have good people in your corner, it's time to
get you some. No, for real. Like, I really think, yeah, if you have good girlfriends in your life, you will, like, you're less likely to deal with mediocrity from men. I think, because we really just, like we have Galentines. You know, you guys are gonna see this episode right around Valentine's Day. We have Galentines. I went to 2 Galentines, or we both went to 2 Galentines, obviously, because you know, if you see one, the other one's near. We went to a dinner with one, and then we did like a Galentine's. Oh yeah, then we did movie night, and then we did like a Galentine's party. And it's like,
it's so healing.
I don't think women are really just waiting around for men to make plans for them anymore. I think they are more than okay and happy with their solid friendships that they have, and I love that.
And their solitude, and that's important too.
Yeah,
cherish your family and your girlfriends, but also love your solitude. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to bring it back to the lust thing really quick. I've only like been in love one time. I feel like I could tell the difference. But that lust is very powerful as well. It's strong. It can move you to do very stupid things. So if you know you're a certain way, you know you're an addict, you know you're very lustful, you know that you have low self-esteem, you know these things about yourself, it's good to know it about yourself so that you take note and take action in the other direction. And it's a process. You're gonna go through a bunch of emotions, but you gotta dust yourself off and try again, because it's just a low vibrational place to be. I feel like lust and addiction can even go hand in hand too.
Oh, it is an addiction for sure. Because lust is like,
it feels very addictive. It feels like a drug too.
It's like greed. Like,
not lust, that I've been hooked on drugs, guys, but
like lust and greed are very like on the same type of thing. So it's like, you can think like greed, like gambling or something, you know, it's an addiction when you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I'm up, but I can't walk away because I could be up more, but now I'm down. So now I need to put more money in. Okay, now I'm up. And then it's like, you might break even. That's the best case scenario, or like you lose, you know?
Usually not knowing when to walk away. Yeah.
And I think too, like you're saying, like you have a lot of thoughts. I think obviously, like thoughts are something you could redirect, right? Like you could redirect.
Which I also do.
But I think just not acting on it is the most, because obviously everyone has thoughts. But I was saying more so like sometimes people, like I do think there are people where all they do is think about sex, like sex. And a lot of men can admit that they are like that. Like that's why I think when we think the word lustful, we think men, because they say like, oh, you just don't get like how a man thinks or a man feels. Like we just see like, and they want to conquer,
because they know that they're physical creatures and we're more emotional creatures.
But even then, like I do think men and women are like very different, but I just think men like fall back because we create a lot of excuses for men.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like, oh, they're visual creature, they're this. So we like allow a lot of stuff happening. But
I had a man tell me the other day, this is a man's world, so it's extra hard to be a man, and women are so forgiven for everything. And I just couldn't even argue with them, because I personally disagree. I think that men have a lot of expectations and weight on their shoulders to fulfill what they got to fulfill, but there's a lot of societal pressures and stuff on women as well. And I feel like it's not forgiven. I feel like it's less forgiven if women make mistakes versus men, personally, but that's why I just choose not to argue with a lot of people.
I think people expect more perfection from women, and I will say I do think men are loved most of the time based on what they can provide and what they can do, and I think women are loved based on what they're willing to put up with and how much of themselves they're willing to give to a man,
and how they look,
like their physical, because a lot of men like swear up and down, like, you know, that they're good to women. Like, okay, if you're good to your sister and your mom and then a girl you want to have sex with, I don't know if that necessarily makes the cut of being good to women, because realistically a lot of men are just not nice to women they're not attracted to. You know, they're just not. And that's why I was bringing up I think men always have crazy expectations towards women when it's like, oh, your nails better always be done. They have dirt under their fingernails. Oh, you better be in shape. They're far from being in shape. They can't bench press the skinniest girl they know. Oh, that hair better be natural and beautiful all the time. Balding.
No,
3 strands of hair.
No,
It's
so
too
true.
much.
Men always make comments on physical appearance, and it's mostly online, but I got it in person. Like, before I got my nails refilled, like, a man told me, damn, you need to get new nails. And it wasn't even too crazy. It wasn't even too crazy, and it's like, okay, are you gonna pay for it? Or are you just gonna point out a problem and not have a solution? And my energy was kind of like, ugh. And he's like, oh, sorry, I could come off as a dick sometimes. And my only response is, yeah, I could tell. And then he left me alone. But I'm like, yeah, I don't respect that in men, and it is a very common occurrence. They will constantly point out and pick out things they don't like about you, but they won't have a reasonable solution, if one at all.
Or men will try to compliment you by tearing down another woman. Like, a woman will be passing by and they'll be like, oh, you look way better than that girl. Oh, that girl, you could tell she has fake boobs. Oh, you could tell, her hair's not real. And it's like, okay, what the fuck are we talking about right now? Why? Like, you sound like a bitch talking about a woman. Straight the fuck up. Like, it sounds crazy.
And the same girls they talk shit about are the same girls that are going to turn around and use their puppy eyes and bat their lashes and be like, lustful over them. Literally, a man talking about, oh, she looks crazy. She looks so done up. It's way too large for her body. And even if I personally agreed, I'm not going to tell a man that, because I feel like I could maybe share that, like, with my sister or something. Maybe, not even like a stranger that's a girl. I just don't feel comfortable talking shit on people. Sorry. I just don't. It doesn't make me feel good about myself. And so I wasn't agreeing. And then this girl comes around. They know each other.
Yeah.
Acting all nice. I'm like, oh, but you were just talking shit about her body looks so crazy. But now she's your bestie. And I don't talk about my bestie like that.
Yeah. The fuck? And a lot of men too will just, if they can't have sex with you, they will
tear you down.
They will tear you down. If a man can't have sex with you, he's going to tear you down, and he's going to attack your physical appearance. And then if that doesn't work because you don't care if you get this man's validation or not, he'll start going after how you think, how you talk, how you walk. It's just so played out, and it's like, okay, you're still not gonna fuck, so now what?
Yeah.
Now what?
If somebody ever attacks your physical appearance, it's because they hate the idea that someone else desires you. That's all it is. If someone is like, oh, you look like shit, your hair looks crazy, you dressing crazy, like, more oftentimes than not, it's not because that's actually true. It's because they hate the fact that they know other people desire you, so they want to lower your confidence so you don't feel like an it girl. Because when you know you're an it girl and you walk like that, you're very powerful, and they hate to see that. They hate to see that, because that makes you even less accessible to them. And you already feel so far away. So you walking in your power, now it just seems like it will never ever happen. And yes, babe, let's save each other both the inconvenience of this discomfort, and just accept it right off the bat that you are not made for me.
Yeah.
And it's okay that I'm not made for you. I know that I am a woman that would take a very unique and special type of person to handle me. And I love that. That would just make it all the more special. And I don't want to be handled by someone that can't handle me, basically. Because I'm bored and I'm just not content. And I just want to work out.
Yeah, I know men hate to see me coming, because one thing I'm going to do is always preach to women to keep it to themselves. And they're like, why does this girl keep trying to encourage other women to not sleep with us. Because you're dusty, and that's the only answer I really have for you. The last thing I wanted to say about lust was something, I just can't stand it. And I honestly should say something, but there's a man at our gym, and I'll describe exactly who he is off camera. But he is like one of the most lustful creatures that walks into that gym, and it's just, no matter what I'm wearing, no matter what I look like, he cannot keep the drool in his mouth. And it's so uncomfortable because you could tell that, like, there's nothing more creepy than going to the gym and knowing that men are specifically there not to work out, but just to look at you and to fantasize about you. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like, it is such, that shit makes my skin crawl, honestly, because I'm over here just trying to be the best version of myself. I'm trying to, you know, have a moment of clarity and get my thoughts together, get my frustration out, have a little therapy session. And you're over here, jaw on the floor, drool coming out the mouth, and just like sitting on machines, not even actually working out, just using it to stare. And you guys can honestly go to fucking hell because it's so uncomfortable. And I don't want to have to go up to a man and tell him to stop looking at me. I just want to not be harassed by someone's eyes and be followed throughout the gym. Like,
that's horrible, twin.
It's just like so uncomfortable. And I think too, like, I think a lot of people think because of my personality on the internet, like, I'm gonna talk shit on my couch. I'm in a safe space. I'm just with my sister and my podcast producer. I feel safe. In real time, I am not arguing with a man. Like, in real time, I'm not, however a man feels and it's indifferent than my feelings, that's cool. You have your feelings, I'm gonna have mine. I'm not arguing with a man because it's not safe to argue with a man. I don't think that we're even on the same frequency for us to be having a conversation of such high level of disagreement. And it just brings me discomfort. Like, I'm just not doing that. And I think a lot of people think I'm the type to like be getting in a man's face. Fuck no.
Hell no.
Hell no. I'm avoiding like men that want to fight and argue at all costs. It's just not safe. Like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Like, I've been yelled at on the street, like, oh, like, bitch, you think you better than me? Like, you think, like, you don't walk off? Like, whatever you think, that's fine. I just, like, I need to get to a safe space because I'm not safe in your presence right now. And I don't care to try to prove a point or to make you agree with me. I don't. I have no desire to. Like, we could just both go our separate ways.
Because they're not even open to putting themselves in your shoes. So it's a waste of time to argue with someone like that because no matter how eloquently you get your message across, they're out to misunderstand you. So it's completely pointless, let alone unsafe, because men will straight up try to put hands on you over a disagreement. Not all men.
Get with them.
Not all men. I know there's men out there that don't put their hands on women, but why take that chance? You know what I mean?
And why are you even
It's not worth it. You're not worth it. I'm not suicidal.
Yeah.
The fuck?
No, yeah, I'm not. And the last thing I want to say about this episode, because I take 50 hours to do this, the thing where I was like talking about women, like, or I'm not going to go out with a man that's not, like, doesn't know how to plan a date. But this is my stance. I just feel like I am going to let a man be a man. And what I mean by that is I think a man leads, I follow. He plans the date, I make the time. And it's as simple as that. I also, on the date, will always let a man face the door. I'm going to let him pay the check. And I'm going to let him open my doors. And, you know, pick the time, place. It's cool. Like, I just think that's how a man should come if he wants to deal with me. And then I'll play my part as a woman. Show up, look beautiful, be nice, be sweet, make him laugh, make him giggle. Yeah, it'll be a fun time. I don't know why you guys are like fucking hate me every time I open my mouth.
A lot of men act like, oh, so you don't want a man. No, I just want a real man. And you don't fit the description, baby. That's all it is. And a lot of people are not going to fit the description. Okay, that's fine. That doesn't mean men and women, they need each other, you know? At the end of the day, we're not saying that. We're not trying to create such a separation between men and women. We just simply want ourselves and other women to have higher and better standards so that they put up with less low quality treatment and they get closer to their dreams of being treated like the princess that they are. And we want men to stop getting away with things that they do, because they do get away with it, and they act the way they do because they're used to getting their way. They're used to treating women a certain way. So if we're planting a seed here and there, that's what it is. You know, it's not like, oh, fuck man, never want a man, don't need a man. It's, no, where the real men at, because that's the only fucking ones that deserve anything. Yeah. Time, affection, love. Come kick me out, cuddles, all that.
Yeah, because I'm whatever. Change my oil, and change my tires. Don't know how to do that.
Like, I don't want to have to learn about my car.
What if they don't know how to do it? How do you feel about that?
If a man doesn't know how to do that, I
like, do you have a willingness to learn though?
Yeah, I think a willingness to.
Yeah.
That doesn't make you not.
Yeah, right. You have to be a man that figures things out, and you have to have a willingness to learn, because I feel like one of the most manly traits a man could have is a man that has the incentive to figure things out and have a solution to problems. That's very masculine, and it's very sexy.
Yes.
Like, teach me something, you learn something, and put me on. Yeah.
No, literally, Valentine's Day is coming up. So I just want to say, if you see this on Valentine's Day, if you didn't get anything on Valentine's Day, you know, or like, just be prepared to leave. Like, mentally prepare yourself to leave if a man does nothing for you on Valentine's Day, because it's time to stand up. You know, you've been giving this man coochie all year. He can't even get you flowers on one day. Like, we need to do better as women. And I'm going to always encourage women to do better, because if we leave it for men to do better, they're just simply not going to do it. But women will be the inspiration for men to do better. So if you make a man meet you at a certain standard, and it's a high standard, not one that's down in the pits of hell, men will gradually have to start working towards that, right? And that's the ultimate goal. But like I said, if you couldn't even get some fucking roses out of the man you've been putting your coochie on, it's time to stand up. It's time to have respect for yourself, and it's time to let, you know, him find his dream girl, because you're clearly not it. And I know that's a hard pill to swallow, but that is the pill you need to swallow. And it might take a few, but
yeah,
you need to get going,
because your man is under the real talking about, oh, look, all this Valentine's stuff at the Dollar Tree. Don't make an excuse. You could spend a few dollars and make it someone's Valentine's Day special. And then your man's under in the comments saying, nah, none of them deserve that.
I know.
They don't deserve $5 chocolates in a fucking plushie. And you're getting intimate talking about she doesn't deserve it. You don't deserve shit.
No.
All year if you can't make a girl's Valentine's Day a little special. Like, a little bit, if you're fucking with each other already, and if you want to fuck with her, that would be a good chivalrous move, is to do something for Valentine's Day. And I feel like guys will also, because talking about when you're talking about the standards, he has to meet you up there. In that process of you raising your standards and having men meet you up there, you're going to come across a lot of men that get discouraged. And you just have to remind yourself, it's nothing wrong with you. And it might hurt because you wanted that to work out because you thought they're fine or you like certain things about them. But at the end of the day, you have to be grateful when the trash takes itself out. And a lot of times, men will use holidays like Valentine's Day and your birthday to get discouraged and exit out before they got to spend some real money. And it's like, yeah.
Everything is Valentine's Day.
No.
Yeah. And
no, pull your standards down and tell you everything's Valentine's Day.
Literally, chivalry? How do you say it?
Chivalry is not dead, and it
Chivalry?
needs to be revived if it is.
How do I say it? Chivalry?
Chivalry. Chivalry.
Chivalry isn't dead. Just that relationship just the relationship you're in is, you know? Like, get a romantic man. Romantic men are the most top tier man in the world. Like, you don't have to have a lot of money to be a romantic man.
No, you don't.
The
You really
romantic men deserve everything in the world. If you have a romantic man, hold on to him tight because he is, you know,
because there's not many that have.
he is like a real man, a man that goes out of his way to make you feel special and good about yourself. That's a good man.
Real man.
And
That's
you better
a real
be,
man.
you know,
Because real men
showing up and showing out for him.
real men love to see their women happy. They love it. That's what makes them feel masculine. What can I do for her?
Mm-hmm.
What is going to put a smile on her face? What can I do to make her think of me? And she's just like, you know, that's what real men do. Little ass boys, they think, what can she do for me? Or what can I do to get her upset? So if he's doing one of those things, that's not a real man. A real man want to see how he could benefit your life, make you happy, and uplift you, elevate you.
That's facts. Did she tell a lie? No, she didn't. Lie detector came back. She passed. She fucking.
We need a real man detector. Beep, 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 beep.
Well, go. You said you had something for the next episode. We took an hour on this one, but we were feeling passionate.
Oh, I know, huh? I don't remember shit. I'm all.
I know, you're like, I had nothing to say on this one the whole episode. It is just one episode.
The second one, we're talking about a provider.
It was like my coochie, my choices. When
my coochie, my choice. So
shirts.
The only thing, the only thing I noticed that we left out in that episode is we didn't talk about period products. We had a whole episode about pussy, and we didn't talk about period products. Every month of the year, you get your period, and you're using products that are absolutely deteriorating your womb space. So I just, really quick, I just want to tell the ladies, you know, I would say like Tampax, those type of brands.
Like generic brands.
Generic brands, they have bleach and other arsenic.
Sick fucks.
Really,
so sick,
really sick ingredients in those products. So get you some cotton, get you some bamboo. And I would recommend I understand, like sometimes I even have to wear a tampon. But our bodies is genuinely not made for stuff like Diva cups and tampons. As women, we're not supposed to be wearing that type of stuff because on your flow, your menstruation flow, you're supposed to flow. It's supposed to flow out of you. Nothing should be corked up, clogged up. That could lead to more issues on top of the ingredients that are in those products. And it's also unfortunate talking about like diaper stuff, like pads and tampons. You also got to look out for your baby's products. You can't just trust every brand because there's a baby on it. The same thing is going on in diaper products. They're already hurting the baby's reproductive system before they're even at a grown age. And that could lead to some serious health issues. And, you know, I understand ignorance is bliss, but I do think there are certain things that are really worth looking into. And that's one of them, is paying close attention to what you're wearing during your period. And I know it's not about like the woman's body, but a little, you could say like little baby girl, but I care about the boys too. But the diapers, this just makes me really sad.
Yeah,
I'll be seeing people in Target and shit putting Pampers in their cart. Don't do the Pampers, spend an extra couple dollars for the other stuff, like or make your own reusable cotton nappies. And I know it's messy and it sucks, like having to wash it, but you're already cleaning shit anyways.
Yeah, if you took anything from this episode, that was the thing you need to take, because that's some actual valuable. A lot that we said isn't valuable, but like that's actually so valuable shit you need to take with you, because that is actually really fucking important.
It's crucial and it isn't talked about enough.
Exactly. The only thing I wanted to say about that episode, and I don't even know why I think this fits in there, and it probably doesn't, but I just need to get it off my chest. If you're my man, I just need my man to get everything out of his system before he deals with me. And if a threesome is on that list, get that done. Because one thing about me, I will never be horny enough to share my man. If a man thinks he's gonna have a threesome with me and he's my man, yeah, you got the wrong motherfucking one. I promise you. Because I will count every speck of sand in the fucking at the beach before I let another woman lay down with my man in front of me. That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, it's
just right now?
Little baby one.
Oh my gosh, I thought it was me getting like really passionate
with that one.
Wow.
No, really.
I will never. I'm sorry. I think threesomes truly, and fight with me in the comments about it, but I think women that give their men threesomes simply are too horny, or they're just doing it to keep their man happy and they don't even truly want it. Yeah. It's giving pick-me-shit activities for sure. Like, you want me to watch my man get fucked and sucked by another woman? Oh, yeah. You better go check yourself in somewhere, and it better be a fucking place with padded walls and straitjackets, because that would never happen. I'm not a jealous person, but I don't share. Would I share my clothes with someone? Oh, you need to borrow this shirt? Sure, yes. Would I share my toothbrush with someone? No. No. I don't believe in exchanging bodily fluids like that. No. You can take the shirt that you can go wash and bring it back to me. I'm a giving person. My man, though, never would I share that. That's all I'm not even really
trying to share my drink with too many people. Like, no. I'll never forget when the person I was the most lustful for on my 21st birthday asked for a threesome on my birthday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
On my birthday. And that's the thing, too.
That's crazy.
Because I won't lie, I have thought about doing a threesome, but it wouldn't be my man. It would have to be like two other people. We both find each other attractive, but that situation just hasn't come up, and I don't know if it ever will, because I don't feel like that attracted to that many people, like on a sexual level like that. And with my own man, don't even bring that shit up. Don't even ask me, would you be down? Because now I'm pissed. Now I just feel like you're gonna expect that from me one day, or you're gonna be dissatisfied if I don't come through. It just, we just probably not meant for each other, and you just craving threesomes and shit. Like, no, don't get excited like that. There's a rare case where I feel like women are genuinely really bisexual and it gets them off, but I would definitely say most of the time women are just trying to please their man. But you're gonna be sleeping next to him the next night when the other girl's not over, and you're gonna be thinking about decking him in the face because she was moaning a little bit louder than you, and maybe she was getting that work put in her more than you. And that's what always reminded me of, I don't want to do anything like that. Is I'll be damned if someone I really like, I look over, they're getting more pleasure, the other girl's getting more pleasure,
or maybe she's a better actress.
Even if she's acting like
some people just
I'm just gonna get angry. I'm gonna go from like horny to very angry, and it's not worth it for me. Yeah, I don't want to be angry when I'm naked and afraid. Don't deal with that.
No.
She's gonna be naked and afraid. He's gonna be naked and afraid. I'm gonna be naked in rage. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I have to do.
That's all I had to say about that. And I don't have anything to say about the third one. So
the third one. So what am I saying?
I just hated how I looked in that one, but I was sick, so I have to give myself a little bit of grace. And hopefully these lights help. Hopefully I'm like, wow, she's gorgeous in this next one. I do care about my
That's
looks,
right.
you guys. Like, I'm sorry, I do.
When you feel like you look good,
It's just because I say
Wait.
such like offensive shit all the time. I'm always like arguing with it. It's like I need to look good while I'm saying it, or just like, oh, I look like shit and I'm talking shit. Like, oh, but you talking shit. It just doesn't. Like, you can say whatever the fuck you want if you look good while you're doing it. You can kind of get away with it. It's just honest.
Yeah.
Something I've learned in life.
But we got the bright lights, so everything's gonna be Gucci gang, y'all. There was a conversation I had with an older gentleman that stuck with me, and I wanted to bring up on the podcast. Because I was like, yes, a man is saying this. That's what I'm talking about. Because it's not just, when it's coming from a woman, we get discredited because it's like, oh, you think you know how a man thinks? Oh, you're a woman. You can't say shit, basically. I'm like, all right, whatever. Call me not observant then, motherfucker. Tell me that I don't recognize the patterns and signs. Oh. Anyways. This man was like talking about basically good quality men. And he's like, men that dress super flashy, it is always for another man. It is never for a woman. So if a man is dressing flashy or trying to flex, it's always for the attention of other men, and we really underestimate how much men do for other men, and women will think it's for them, but no, he's trying to impress his homeboy. If he gets some pussy in the midst of him doing that, he's very grateful to get that, but it's not for you. I want the man who dresses pretty simple but still looks good, and you can maybe have like a little old school vibe or like wear like plain white t-shirts, plain black t-shirts.
Getting very specific.
Yeah. But if you're wearing bedazzled Gucci shirts and a bunch of chains and like jeans with holes in them,
on the knees, like you suck dick.
Oh, why do they only have holes on the knees? Why do they only have holes on the knees? I think bisexuality is at an all-time high. And I mean, it's fine, but just be honest with yourself.
Yeah. I mean,
I just had to get that off my chest because I just did. Sorry. I feel like
I like that.
A lot of people feel impressed by that. I never really felt impressed by that. I think it is good for a man. Oh, that's another thing too. I forgot to say that. I didn't put it in my notes, but he said also when a man is wearing all his money, it showcases that he mismanages his money.
100%.
So when a man is flexing or wearing a bunch of designer or wearing a bunch of ice, he is showcasing that once he touches money, he spends it all. He's not into building his future. He's not into investing, and he probably won't take good care of you because his mindset is on the now. So you don't really want to deal with a man too much that doesn't know how to manage his finances, because at any given moment your whole world could be flipped upside down. You need a man that really thinks about shit and wants to invest and wants to think about the future. I'm not impressed by men that want to wear all their money, and maybe if you're not wearing all your money and you still got money left over, it looks like the same thing to me.
Yeah,
it looks like it might as well be the same thing. That might as well be all your money that you're wearing.
Yeah, I've never personally been impressed by a man that wears an Amiri shirt and a Gucci belt. I'm impressed by the man that holds the door open and offers his seat up to let me sit down. That's what impresses me. I don't give a fuck about what you got on or what type of car you drive. I care about you being a real man and saying, you good? Do you need anything? Here, take my seat. Here, do you need a jacket? You look cold. That's what impresses me. Like, I don't give a fuck what you got on. What's that got to do with me? Where is that gonna get me? Am I gonna steal your Amiri shirt and wear it as a dress? Nah, that was a few summers ago. That shirt was kind of cool, I guess, but I've seen it too many times.
Like, it's just lame. It's just lame, baby. But I mean, I hope you got whatever benefit you wanted from your homeboy. Like, I hope he gave you that special high five that took you through the next week. And you're on the ego high because the boys pat your back and are like, yeah, bruh, you look hard, bruh. Okay.
Yep. And that's why you should also not just sleep with men so willingly and freely. Not willingly. You should sleep with men willingly. Wait. Wait. Rewind. I'm just kidding. Willingly. You always want to be willingly do it. But don't sleep with men so freely because some men just want to sleep with you to impress their homies. They don't even care about you. They're just like, you look good and this will look good if I do it. And that's the only reason I'm going to do it. Not because I want to get to know you. Not because I care about you. Not because I think highly of you. All the homies want to smash. I'm first in line. I'm going to mark my territory and piss on you like a dog.
Yeah. You're not his dream girl. He just knows that you are a dream girl.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he's going to do what he can to get in them pants. To make it look good for a couple of homies because, oh yeah, I got somebody's dream girl. She might not be my dream girl, but I got somebody's dream girl. And that just boosted my ego. And all my homies are giving me a high five now. I'm good to go. And here you are, sad. So, just letting you know that. It's not that you're not a dream girl. You're just not his dream girl. Oh, well, do you want to be his fucking dream girl anyways when you really think about it? When he's really fucking lame? He's lame sauce.
Yeah.
He's the sauce of lame when you take away the rose tinted glasses. You don't, like, who cares? Oh, I'm not your dream girl. Your dream girl is probably a fucking, shit. I don't want to say too much, but.
Yeah, I don't think you should stress about being a man's dream girl when he's your worst fucking nightmare. So, just let him go. It's okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Marmar's yawning because we've held him captive once again.
And we're about to eat pizza.
But we're going to wake him up with some pizza
and dessert.
I'm just kidding. It's okay. You could be sleepy.
Yeah.
But
no, that's okay.
No, you're good. No, this episode is long. That's my point.
Yeah.
We had a long episode. Our first part was like 40 something minutes. And that was only the first part. So I can only imagine how long it is now. So
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad. We fucking love you. You are our babies.
We have a new baby on set.
Yeah. She's on my bed, but she saw too much. So I decided to change the scenery for her. Right?
Yeah. And happy Valentine's Day, you guys. It's my favorite holiday. So instead of a slap, we're going to do a heart for this one.
And bye.
Cut.